Welcome back to the VandySports podcast. I'm Joey Dwyer here after Vanderbilt's 70-66 loss at the hands of NC State. A night that started with immense promise at the United Center, ended with a deflated Vanderbilt team walking off the floor. Not looking forward to their flight home. Really tough night for Vanderbilt. It was a game that they thought they had. It was a game that they thought they did enough to win in, but ultimately just fell short. Didn't hit a couple looks late. Trey Thomas missed the open look from three that Miles Stute brought up in his presser. Liam Robbins had a runner that would have cut the lead to one in the final seconds. Couldn't hit it though. And Liam Robbins really had a tough night tonight. And I think that's kind of where we start. Vanderbilt lost the battle in the front court significantly. DJ Burns had 18 points. Robbins had 10 on 3 for 12 shooting. Got to the line a good amount, which was encouraging, but only had 4 rebounds. Quentin Malloy-Brown had 2 points, 1 rebound. Lee Dort didn't check in the game. Colin Smith had 4 points, and Vanderbilt was out rebounded 38-30. Lost the offensive rebounding battle 13-12 as well, and really hard to win when you're just getting out physical like Vanderbilt got tonight. And I don't know if that's anyone's fault in particular, but that's an issue that popped up tonight that's going to be one that shows up again and again throughout SEC play. They're going to see more guys with size like DJ Burns have tonight. They're going to see Oscar Tshiebwe. They're going to see some guys from Arkansas, maybe not with the weight that DJ Burns had and knows how to throw around, but they're certainly going to see guys who are physical, and they're going to see guys who are probably better athletes than DJ Burns as well. So Vanderbilt's going to have their hands full in the front court, and I think tonight was a reminder of that as we head into conference play in a few weeks. But Vanderbilt's got a lot of work to do before conference play starts. Tonight was really their final opportunity to boost that resume before you get into conference play. And at this point, it's kind of hard to see how they put together a resume. Stack brought up that they do have opportunities, and he's correct there. However, they think they can compete with anyone in the country. I don't know if that claim is as far off as you originally think, just because they haven't really got blown out this year. But also Stack brought up that they don't know how to win yet, and that's a huge issue. Even if they can stay in a game with, say, an Arkansas or Kentucky in a game that maybe they could boost their resume in, they don't know how to close those games out yet. And they don't really have guys on the roster who have been there before. It's been the Scottie Pippen show, and even with him, they don't have NCAA tournament experience. There's not really anyone on this roster who has that type of experience. So this is a team that is kind of floundering right now. And I do think that the state of the program inside the program is not as bad as it could be. It seems like they believe in each other, and it's a lot more of a positive attitude than you would think. However, things just have to get better, and tonight was microcosm of that. They were right there. This game was there for the taking, and they couldn't finish it. Miles Stute deserves all the credit in the world tonight. He's been Vanderbilt's most consistent player on the year. Obviously had some rough games, Grambling State and Southern Miss, unfortunately, but just shows the importance of Miles Stute to this team. And he was 6 of 10 tonight from the field, 4 of 8 from 3, and is a top 10 3-point shooter in the country, metrics-wise and probably quality-wise as well. I just think Miles Stute has really had a nice year, and he credits that to Stack drawing up good looks for him, and I think that's a great partnership there, just those guys. I don't think Miles Stute could be what he is offensively without guys looking for him and guys being intentional about getting touches in spots where he can spot up and shoot it. But also, I don't know where this offense would be without Miles Stute. So he's really important to this team, as is Ezra Manjon, who had 12 points on 5 of 12 from the field tonight, had a really solid game, only 1 turnover. And that was the big story of the night, if you're looking for a positive, was the turnovers. Vanderbilt only had 2 first-half turnovers. They just looked like they had more of a purpose offensively. They didn't look like they were sped up by the attack of NC State that really looked like it could have sped them up. That's a team that has a ton of athleticism and size, and they like to throw it around, and they like to try to force turnovers, and they like to try to force you into bad decisions. They pressed Vanderbilt for almost the entirety of the second half, and Vanderbilt only finished with 9 turnovers. They ended up losing the turnover battle, but it's got to be a step that you really like to see from them. Tyron Lawrence led the way with 4 turnovers, but the rest of the guys really only had 1. I think everyone else only had 1 turnover or less. So a really nice night for Vanderbilt. Trey Thomas had 0 turnovers. Ezra had 1, or Trey Thomas had 1 as well. Stute had 0. Wright had 0, and he's not fully healthy. As Stack said, neither is Paul Lewis. He said Lewis looked a step low. But I don't know if you feel as bad about the offense after tonight as you did in the past. You didn't get a whole lot from Liam Robbins, and that's something that I'm a little concerned about. Can they establish him against that type of physicality? And some of the athletes they'll see, they didn't see a great athlete tonight down there, but as they see guys who are a little bulkier, SEC type bigs, can Liam Robbins continue that level of play? I do believe that he can, but it's probably going to involve more stepping out into the mid range, maybe out to the 3-point line a little bit, maybe working out at pick and rolls a little more rather than just straight back to the basket, because he was really struggling to establish position tonight down there. What is encouraging, though, is he went to the line 5 times, hit 4 of them. But the rebounding, like I said, is just an issue. They gotta rebound better against physicality than they did tonight, and I think they know that. Stack's gonna really emphasize that, like he did the turnovers. But I think they took a step in the right direction turnover wise in terms of their front court and really every aspect tonight. They took a step back though, and that's going to be something that has to be fixed. Their backcourt was okay tonight. Tyron Lawrence was 5 for 8 with 12 points. Really underrated kind of week and a half for Tyron Lawrence because of the turnovers. Has had a couple rough stretches in games, but overall has been a really nice player for them. Magnon was better tonight. Seems like he's getting better even against a guard that's quick, and you would think would kind of cancel him out. Still has a nice offensive night. Doesn't have the assist number, had 1 assist, but you have to like what you got from your backcourt tonight, and especially the way they defended, because those are 3 guys in Marcel Smith and Joyner who really just tear you apart. They came in this game averaging 46.5 or 48.5 points, ended with around 37, I think. Let me do that math real quick. 16 plus 12, 28 plus 15. I don't feel like doing that math right now, but you see why I'm a sports media major. It's also 2 a.m, but it seemed like Vanderbilt did a nice enough job on those guys. But then once they finally kind of slowed them down, DJ Burns attacked and had 9 rebounds, 18 points, 3 assists, and they just let him do whatever he wanted tonight. And that is obviously not a recipe for success, especially against a team last year who didn't have a big and really just relied on their guard play. And you saw where that got them out in the first day of the ACC tournament. But Vanderbilt, I thought, was okay tonight. Didn't turn it over a whole lot, which is obviously the big positive. Miles Sudi's also a huge positive, but just didn't do enough to win. They did enough to keep themselves in this game. It was there for the taking, but just didn't hit the shots when they needed to. Couldn't grab the rebound when they needed to. And it was just a tough night overall for Vanderbilt in a game that they really needed. It's tough to be below 500 before SEC plays an SEC program. And I think they're feeling that inside the program a little bit, but they will go back home to play Alabama A&M this week, then Southeastern Louisiana, and then they got to really ratchet it up before South Carolina start the new year. I think they play Tennessee as well on the road, and then things get really tough. Bama, Kentucky, Georgia on the road. And then I think it gets into more of the mid-tier teams like Auburn, LSU. So it's not going to get any easier for this team after the next week or so. After they get into the new year, it's going to be tough to get a win on really any given night. And they have to be better than they were tonight. NC State's a good team, but they are not the caliber of the team that they will consistently be seeing in the SEC. They have to value the ball like they did tonight. You have to get more from Jordan Wright and Liam Robbins than you did tonight. I'll give Wright the benefit of the doubt, and Robbins to an extent, because I think Robbins hasn't seen that type of size this year. But Wright's not healthy yet. I think there's something here. I think maybe you can pull off a few upsets. There's belief within the program that they can be a team that can do that, but also there's potential for this to get really bad, and it can't get that bad. Memorial Gymnasium has to be at least somewhat filled. They have to pull off a few upsets, and they have to give you reason going into the offseason to think that they're building something. If Darius Stackhouse wants to comfortably have his job, I'm not saying that he'll get fired otherwise, but he will certainly be on the hot seat, at least from the outside looking in, if they can't finish the season respectably. And it's a big test coming in the next few weeks, and it's bigger than tonight. The resume isn't going to build itself, and tonight they didn't help themselves with that. They leave non-conference play without a quad 1 or 2 win, and they have a lot of digging to do as they enter conference play, and certainly not going to be easy. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate everybody who's up this late and everybody who's watching in the morning. Happy Sunday to you if you are. God bless. Thank you guys for watching again. And I will be back on Wednesday. Peace.